Being stationed in the eastern sector of the Ultima Segmentum, it is possible that you will clash with the Tyranid swarms. They come from another galaxy, travelling in hive fleets with the futile aim of wiping out all life from the universe. Look at the glorious ranks of the Imperial Guard, in which you belong, and know for certain that they will fail. If they had any conception of what kind of ordered fighting force they were facing, they would no doubt turn their vile ships around and go back from whence they came. But Tyranids are stupid creatures with no concept of self-preservation. Tyranids are numerous, but weak. What do you do when a parasite bites your flesh and sucks your blood? You swat it dead. That is what the Imperium is mobilizing to do to the Tyranid invasions. The mind of a Tyranid is hard to understand, nor would we wish to, as such thoughts are pointless. It is believed that a swarm is controlled by one single consciousness, known as the hive mind. And here lies their greatest weakness. Destruction of the hive mind leads to the destruction of the entire hive. How unlike this is to the noble human mind of the Imperial soldier, that functions autonomously. Note, you must always obey the commands of your officers and superiors without question. Failure to do so will result in immediate execution. How can such alien creatures hope to stand before us when they cannot even think for themselves? They have no emotions or compassion, only a drive to push ever onward, consuming all in their path. That we can use to our advantage. There is only one rule to employ when fighting the Tyranid. Shoot the big ones. It has been proven by the learned men and women of those who study the Xenos breeds that the Tyranids are sent into paroxysms of confusion if the larger controlling minds are obliterated. When they meet the massed ranks of the Imperial Guard, with our tanks, artillery, and brave men, their lack of compassion will be matched and served up to them with steel death from roaring gun muzzles. They have no technology. It seems they evolve and adapt their physical makeup in order to carry out some kind of benign task or role. Their ranged weaponry does not fire clean bolts of metal or energy. Rather, they are living things fired from a projectile launcher that makes up part of the firer's body. Abominations, I say! The form of the Tyranid is manifold. Some stand far taller than a man and are slow and cumbersome movers. Others, faster ones, are the size of dogs, but they wander harmlessly at the feet of their larger brethren, often tripping them up. Most are armed in the main with claws, spikes, flesh hooks, and bony extrusions that form natural extensions of their limbs. Their strength, such as it is in close combat fighting. But even in that case, a tempered blade thrust firmly between the armoured plates will incapacitate any Tyranid attacker and convince its brethren to back off. To avoid getting your uniform covered in alien ichor, it is best to dispatch them from a distance. Indeed, mass fire from such high technology as a lasgun will confound and confuse a Tyranid swarm, allowing you to pick them off at will. The alien nature of the Tyranids can have a disturbing effect on those who have not seen them before. This is entirely understandable, and to recoil from these atrocities against nature is a valid response. It compounds the idea that these creatures deserve to be completely annihilated. Your soul will sicken at the sight of them. Let your soul be your guide. Use the disgust that will well inside you like a fountain, and turn that disgust into hatred. Hatred for the abominable form of the alien. Hatred for the atrocities that they have performed in their endless quest for domination. Teach them that they will not advance further into the realms of the immortal Emperor. Teach them with a blast from your gun and a thrust of your bayonet. Remember always that the Tyranid fleet should be regarded as nothing more than vermin, to be eradicated from our galaxy. Despite their dizzying variety of bioforms, there are a number of common Tyranid organisms. You should learn to identify these so that you may cleanse them easily. Lictors are the larger members of a brood. They have a tendency to use camouflage in order to advance undetected. This sometimes makes them difficult to spot, but their large size and proneness to panic and shrieking in the face of strobing lights negates that skill entirely. They are close combat creatures, so must be cut apart before they can do any damage. Gene Stealers attack in swarms. This means they present a large target. Use frag grenades and volley fire to blow them to ichor. They are generally slow and sluggish and have been seen to attack their own brethren when panicked. Like all Tyranids, they vary in coloration, and their chitinous bodies can be black, blue, or purple. They are loathsome creatures. Biovores are living guns. They lumber hiding behind the unformed front ranks of the brood, firing living projectiles. A brace of mortar shells will be enough to split these disgusting creatures open. Gargoyles are small, bird-like creatures with leathery pinions and little in the way of combat punch. They will try to confuse or disorientate you, but a few shots from your lasgun will see these mindless creatures back off rapidly. Now that you have been armed with this comprehensive guide on Tyranid weaponry and bioforms, you have nothing to fear from them. Be assured, men of the Imperium, the alien is not worthy of your mercy. Whatever their shape, demeanor, or behavior, wipe them from the immortal Emperor's sight.